And tonight, it's their last chance to accumulate these precious league points.
Heat 4 is when the Wolves begin to howl in the Premier League, and you're going to think there's a day because players are going to be making plays you've never seen before in poker. It's all about the points. And when this heat finishes, the top 3 players on the league table are going straight to the final table, and 4th and 5th place go to the playoff. Nothing else matters. Now, for Jonathan Duhamel, he is the only player of the 8 that no matter what happens, he will be on that final table. We've never had a situation in the Premier League where every other player in the group still has a chance of an automatic promotion. It is so tight. So for players like Antonio Scambiari, Phil Hellman, the Jungleman, and Sam Trickett, they're going to be more concerned with what each other is doing than anything else on that table. And for Daniel Negreanu, for Scott Seaver and Marvin Reckmeyer, they're a little bit off the pace. They need to make things happen. But if it goes well, they can still get that automatic promotion. Hands are going to be crazy, Pepper's going to be running wild, and let's see who's going back.
Probably the most bunched up league. Nobody's relegated at this point. Nobody.
Luckily, I'm in a situation where I don't really need to avoid anyone, but everyone kind of needs to avoid me, so
everyone's so tight that, you know, my I need to keep
悪いが、俺はこっちの敵の相手で手一杯だ。重ねは頼んだぜ、ユイと班長。同じくだ、僕も手伝えない。班長なら班長らしく自分で何とかするんだな。
Everybody's talked during three-party hands in the Premier League, so I'm surprised you bring it up.
About your own hand, though. You said you think I'd limp less than an ace here?
Yeah, but I could have had like 9-8 suited. I limped with 9-8 in the first piece.
やっぱり訓練の前にいつの間にかスメラギ寮に移動していたことが気になる。もう一度スメラギ寮に行ってみよう。何かを思い出すかもしれない。
I hope Marvin just said ace is there and it just raged.
What was the hand? What was it? What did it have the ace? What did you have with that ace? Ace 9 offset?
Ace king really.
I think I would have gambled with this. Gamble?
I'll be fist pumping him.
I would have put it in there, Marvin. Because you didn't jumble up.
あの時、俺なんでここに来たんだろう。全く覚えてない。やっぱり兄さんに相談するか。ユイト、出撃命令だ。怪異の大発生を確認。場所は配置下軌道。急いで現地に向かってくれ。わかった。ナギはすでに配置下軌道へ向かった。そうか、ありがとう。すぐ追いかけるよ。仕方ないな。兄さんにはまた後で連絡しよう。
You could raise 30 every time he entered and make more money? Are you serious? You don't think Antonio makes more money?
He
Daniel, you know something? I can't even. You know what? You're so. It's what's really annoying is when people start arguing and they can't win, and then all they do is.
Marvin's just give me the check. That sounds like an out of turn action to give me the penalty.
By the way, Phil, Block, this is one of those situations where Jungleman may be playing a little too loose. It looks like a standard raise, but
Look at Marvin. Marvin knows he gets to play all of his hands. This is just a raise.
and Jungleman, who is a guy who in the last Premier League struggled with some of the strategy decisions.
つぐみと組むのは初めてだったよな。
This is where he's
よ
going
ろ
to
しく、
find
つぐみ。
trouble.
But now he's going to feel it. He's going to see that I should have thought and not bet.
He's shaking his head. He knew this was going to happen.
He'll pull it, pull it. He's going to see it now.
He has to pull.
It's so beautiful.
Obviously, he did have a king. Could have done extreme things you're going to see happening.
You need to win. Whoa, he actually understands it better than you do. Yeah, he understands it better than me. You know the difference between winning a second for him. He understands. Oh, he can.
よろしくかけろ。
Well, then you win the argument. Win the argument. Bottom line is, it's better to have you on your defense back.
これってかなりレアものじゃないか。
I agree with that.
ナイス。こっちに失った。
敵が珍しい。落としたみたいだ。見つからねえようにな。あいつ地球に潜ってるんだ。でもこっちの姿を消せばまた出てくるはずだ。弱点発見かな。力を貸してくれ。いけるぞ。よろしくかけろ。ここが地下軌道か。いわゆる配線だな。地下軌道自体は現役で走っている地域もあるけどね。畳みかけるぞ。終わりだ。電気を使った攻撃は要警戒だ。感電しちまうと動けなくなるからな。力を貸してくれ。電車があるぜ、ユイト。怪異に気づかれないようにやれよ。やるって何を？それは決まってるでしょうよ。ぶっ飛ばすんだよ。ドカーンと派手にな。隊長、断絶の帯が成層圏に使える差があるってよくあることなんですか？いや、普段は上空で観測されるのがほとんどだ。ここまで下がるのはレアケースと言っていい。気を引き締めていくぞ。軌道内ってどこも似たような景色だからな。迷っちまわないように気をつけろよ。ドライブってのは要するにすげえ集中するってことだ。そういえばバイアスには脳への刺激を調整してドライブを使いやすくする機能もあるらしいぜ。
でもバイアスに頼るのは良くないと思う。超能力は自分でコントロールしなきゃ。
見つからねえようにな。強化状態オペレーターのハルトから救援要請です。ポイントアルファにて敵襲。強化状態が孤立している模様。断絶の帯による通信障害が原因で現地とは直接通信ができないそうです。
All right, Antonio. You know why, Antonio? Because you're a contender, and I'm the champ. Why would I ever give you? Why would I ever give you?
よろしくかけろ。
こっちに誰か来ます。力を貸してくれ。
葵の超能力、未来が見えるんだね。それって自分の意思で見られるの？
はい。でもほんの少し先のことしか見えないんですけど。
すごい超能力だね。
ユイトさんにそう言ってもらえて嬉しいです。かさねちゃん、無事でいて。
大丈夫だってローちゃん。かさねは訓練生受験だよ。で、
俺がやる。
知ってるよね。お姉ちゃんなんだから。
任せろ。やったか。
バカだな俺。
よろしくかけろ。
ありがとうございます、ナギさん。
So you say Mike Nassau is the champ, and yours is a contender as well. You guys should have a number one contender.
ちゃんと決めてくれよ。
As far as this hand goes, Duhamel could have won this pot by just going all in from the bottom. But Jungleman was playing no set, no bet, and he has hit this hard.
いたぞ。強化隊だ。
Huge for the jungle.
隊長、ここは断絶の帯の通信障害がひどい。このままじゃこちらとの通信が途切れる。
渡る、なんとか通信を維持しろ。他の部隊はいないのか。
ポイントアルファの生存。
隊長、天井にひびが。
くそ、カッコ回避だ。強化小隊3回しろ。上から来るぞ。
セット隊長。
つぐみ、崩れるぞ。
ナギ、危ない。避けろ。
かさねちゃん、危ない。
逃げろ。助かったわ。ありがとう。他のみんなは。
現場ギャリソンとつぐみナザール、無事だ。
近くにあと2人いる。
ユイト、生きてるか。
ナギ、今どこにいる。
瓦礫越しの隣だよ。ナオミちゃんと一緒。今 GPS を再起動する。うわあ。
ナギ、どうした。
怪異があちこちから攻めてきて、ナギさんが。お姉ちゃん、まずい。怪異の数が多い。急がないと。
俺が瓦礫をどかす。
数が多すぎる。俺も手伝う。お姉ちゃん、ナオミお姉ちゃん、大丈夫。
大丈夫。ちょっと足を痛めたくらい。
あいつ殺すわ。おい、頭冷やせを重ね。あいつを潰せば勝手に冷える。そっち任せたわよ。分かったよ、つぐみ。
了解。
重ねて大丈夫か。花火は瀬戸隊長と一緒だと思うけど、影のもどうしたか心配だ。
怪異のや自分で何とかできる。 というのは目の前の敵に集中。
まずは任されたこいつらを片付けよう。
やった。
これがドライブ。体中の神経が研ぎ澄まされていく感じだ。
この調子でいこう。ナギ悪い。
お姉ちゃん危ない。何？
4 or 5. You flop the wheel. Folded, Marvin.
Naomi どうした？ナオミちゃん。
That's like
ねえ。
ねえ。なんだ。
What else? Anything else? So only main event winners a chance, right?
I'm not gonna answer anything until it's clever. You can ask me stupid questions, but I'll answer when it's clever. Oh, I guess that's fair. Okay, that's fair.
I just want to know what is a contender
Okay,
and what is a champ. That's a reasonable question.
Contender's a compliment.
So now who else is a champ?
I think Phil's best tack here is silence like he's doing. This is good. It's displacement activity. Looking at his fingernails.
No comment.
戦うぞ決めた。気を抜くな。一瞬の動揺が命取りになる。いや、分かった。攻撃が効いてる。今の場所が弱点か。倒れたぞ。一気に攻めるんだ。
あ？なんだ。8分鐘啊！係啊，5分鐘啊！衝咗啦！尋日咯。
Try to work this out. Will Helmuth call if he moves all in? That's what he's thinking.
Now, heads up in a cash game, you can say anything about your hand and what you should do and your ranges and my ranges. Three-handed, you should never say anything about anything related. Now it's heads up. In cash games is different. In a tournament, you're not supposed to say, well, obviously you have to raise your fold, or like, I have a pair above jacks. Revealing strength blocking tipping. I don't think that's the right thing. I think it's illegal in some events and discouraged in others. I think that's how it goes. In
in general, during the Premier League, because these are all high-class players, table talk is encouraged, and those rules are slightly relaxed.
I believe this is true, and I think it's good for poker too, and leave that in the responsibility of these ethical, smart, balanced, intelligent players. You know.
Now, Phil Hellmuth, even though he knows that he get knocked out of the Premier League if he loses this hand, with 2 aces, I do believe he's calling because the value of a double up and the chance to guarantee himself the final table is there.
He's loving action right now. He wouldn't be loving action with nines. This is a whole different situation. I hope Marvin has the discipline to just see it and do it.
Does he want to go? Does he want to go no?
Well, no, he knows he's fighting an overpair. He's set that, and he's ace king dodging. He says, well, you know what? This is going to be terrible. It's 2-2-4. 2-2-4 could be the end of Rettenmeyer.
Hellmuth doesn't love this, by the way. He likes it now.
This is the best variation for Marvin. Face cards are exactly what he's afraid of.
Rettenmeyer's going to think he knows that even though he's liable to be able to pick up a lot of chips, Phil, he's also has a chance to also be first out.
Yep. Marvin's always going to end this hand. Oh, Marvin's going broke. Marvin might have, in a different world, only lost 60, but now he has to lose his whole stack. I'm the low side. The second somebody bets, Marvin's going to be happy to get it right.
This is a very complicated...
Any bet, if it's, you know, it's all getting in. There's no way they can't all win. Even if he calls and checks the river, Martin's still going to bet, and then he would go all in. So there's no branch that where it doesn't go all in. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying to look like he has 2 kings, isn't he? Or ace king.
Or ace king, or whatever. This is great. I do believe Hellmuth on any river is going to lead for approximately 100 and check that. Oh, I would let the one if I was in his brain, but I was wrong. Now, this is 100% bet, and then it will all go in. This is what Hellmuth loves. Hellmuth loves when his opponents, he's always committed for the rest. Look at that, it's just too small a amount. Now, what? Yeah. Wow. Why wouldn't you call? Why wouldn't you?
Could have had king 10.
They're abusing him right out.
So obvious, says Rettenmeyer. He's gotten hammered, and this is the kind of other thing that can happen in the Premier League in this 4th heat. If Rettenmeyer bagels, everybody profits.
Although he doesn't like it.
Still a full table for Group A's 4th league match. Join us for more intermission.
We are in London, one of the most exciting cities in the world, and the buzz in this part of town is Premier League Poker, an event showcasing 16 of the biggest players in the world. They've won bracelets, titles, and big cash games worldwide. Now they face the Premier League, and only 3 of tonight's lineup will progress through to the final. Let's get back down to the action.
Just a little clarification here about the tiebreaker rules, because with the points so close, tiebreaker is certainly a possibility. For those who don't know, if 2 players finish the league on the same points, it's the player with the highest individual finish that wins the tiebreaker. For instance, 2 players had 16 points, and one of them has a first and an 8th, and the other player has 2/3. Then the player with the highest individual finish, the first, would win the tiebreaker. It's something that, whether or not it comes into play by the end, it certainly comes into play during the heat, when these players have to figure out who they have to come above and come below. Hellmuth going to exact pressure a little bit. It's different for Seaver. And the reason is because Seaver is in the relegation zone right now and knows he has to make forward progress. Phil Hellmuth can barely control his bubble this table for the beginning of this heat. That all goes out the window. Everyone has to readjust because Helmut has moved ahead, and they have to now start thinking about.
And now they see it's harder for them, you know, because now there's
if Rettenmeyer bagels, and once Marvin Rettenmeyer bagels, he's still got 71,000. That's actually a lot.
I mean, that money should be in Helmut's stack. Every pro at that table is like, wow, I would have had that 71. I'm sorry, Helmut, but there's just no time where the guy doesn't have, he never has King 10. Think about it. By the way, I think Marvin's a good enough player that he might have folded instead of 7-6. No, but it's not a fold, so he has to call. So he has to go broke, yeah. But could anyone get away from that? Could Stewie Under get away? It's tricky with a real hand, King Queen. Seaver, I think Seaver can consider raising here for the same reasons Marvin was trying to do it before. Position, ostensibly the best hand. If it's not, it could get better hands to fold. But what happened was he elected to call.
Right, it's Helmut.
And then Helmut raised
3
with
bets
ace.
from the small blind.
And he's pushing pressure on both these guys.
Phil Helmut going to start rolling over this table, perhaps, Phil.
I wonder what Helmut would have done had Seaver made the raise. I mean, I think he would have just called or folded. I don't think he would have raised.
I'm not sure what Seaver's modus operandi here is in this format. He's got a lot of reasons to play like Negrano and Rettenmeyer, which is just go for it. But it's almost like he's taken the attitude that if he preserves his stack a little bit, opportunities might open up later. And, he might be right. He's a clever guy. He says, why do I have to blow my load, as it were, during the first round? Let's see what happens when the blinds go up and people are under a little more pressure. I kind of like that, especially considering what's happened to Marvin.
Now he waits for the right hand. And this is a very Helmutian thing, where he 5-6x's with strong hands that he doesn't want to get called with. That's exactly this kind of hand. It's not queens or kings when you want action.
We're going to learn a little bit about what Seaver's intentions are for what he does right now.
I think Seaver's going to make a big bet. Because, yeah, I think that's right. If you look at Helmut's history, and Seaver knows it, and he's seen it, because all these hands are being posted. He's seen this pattern: 5-6 axes or ace queens, not kings and aces, queens. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great point.
He's seen the limit raises and this and that with the super queens.
The dynamics here are that Seaver can theoretically swing freely because he doesn't have that much to
I'll tell you this, Helmut is going to fold, and the reason why we know this is one of the benefits you get to these larger bets is the range of bluffing is very thin for Seaver. Seaver's not really doing this with hands like King, Queen, or Ace, Jack. He's just not, because he knows that Helmut is always committing with the Ace, King ones, and he does this with Ace, King just as often as Ace, Queen. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's gonna fold. It's just half his stack. I think it's a very interesting hand.
I wonder if there's another dynamic at work. And the dynamic being...
No, this is just him walking into a hand. And he'll figure it out.
I have to put the money in against most of them. No offense, Sam, but I was going to call you if you raised it. No, I'm not actually. It just looks like an average.
I just wonder, Phil Locke, if Phil Helmut does call and knock Scott Seaver out, if he's doing a lot of other players at the table a favor that he doesn't need to do.
You're a fun guy to talk about the same moves in our play. Ladies and gentlemen, and the
Jonathan, do humble.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Probably should have. You never know.
5, 8, 7 with 4 players. And Nines loves his hand and doesn't. More love than not. Tricket needs the chances. I think I would rather check raise if I was Tricket, which is what I think he was doing. Now he's... Tricket is early to act. I would have liked check raising on the flop, no one bet. I like betting for value here.
ユイト週からも攻撃が来るぞ足元にも注意を払え気を抜くなよ
なんでそれが来るに何があったんだ俺たちの声は届かないのかどこだ協力してくれ見つけた買わせてもらう来いごめんなおみ
力を貸そう身を守れ
攻撃が効いてる今少しは弱点か
やめてやめないと待て重ね何するんだ重ねこの会議はナオミなのよ
Sam just said, I was thinking about check raise all in. It wasn't the play, was it?
お姉ちゃん
転送能力かしかしあのサイズを転送するのはよほどの超能力者じゃないと
We didn't expect this kind of action early, did we?
So sick. Look at the standings. I mean, Marvin is just hard to break. Life support times 20. Compliments.
待ってナオミをどこへ送ったの
And then
おい重ね待て
30 and everyone else is around 300. Sam's taking that little hit to 200, but
No bagel has been given out yet.
こいつで身を守れ
let's feel this is definitely trying to preserve and get long-term equity.
ユイトゲンマ待ってくれ
He's going to get, trying to get lots of value by looking at
Fugu kire.
how far ahead Ace Queen of Spades can be.
Right, and Antonio is a little handcuffed
今日の
though.
ことを黙っていることが
It's a hand
俺
versus
たちを
hand.
守ることになるだって
You know, actually, even McDonald has a pair of fours.
吹雪でた
You gotta love the 2 over cards. Straight draw, that's like the nuts. And you gotta love 9 jack. That's the nuts to a flat limit, you know?
Well, as
I mean,
Fandiari,
Marvin has to all in here. He has to protect the value of his hand. It's
I wonder, Phil, I mean, as Fandiari, he's kind of representing a hand way bigger than Ace Queen. He could easily have kings or aces here, couldn't he?
no, I don't know.
Never?
I just think this is. I would have gone all in if I was Marvin, because you're probably winning. Antonio's gonna lead a lot of pots. Oh, look at this. Marvin trying to get super value, trying to hit a blank and then go all in. This is like nuts. I don't know. lot of cards could change things.
Otherwise, you can soften.
Oh my god, a lot of people love this card.
Everybody loves that card.
This hits everybody. Everybody. Antonio loves it. Redmire loves it. And Negreanu and Esfandiari loving this card.
I mean, just think of
Did Antonio checked, right?
I don't think he's acted yet.
Oh.
I was just wondering about the dynamics of if that's obviously he's not worried about Marvin because Marvin doesn't have that many chips. But
I like this check. You know, I've got Daniel way over there. Let's see if I can get there cheap. Somebody might have a jack or a 10. You know what I'm saying?
There's
against the made hand. Let's see. Why wouldn't Marvin go all in? I think this is. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand this. That Jack 9 just doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you, sir? He's got 59 left. The pot has 36 in it. How can you not put that money in there? Antonio gets there and checks for value. He does a super pot control move. He's calling everything. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of bet he's calling. Marvin.
Well,
Marvin, by the way, is now surviving where he would have died because Antonio wasn't going anywhere for 40. You know what I'm saying? Antonio was calling with the nut flip.
You say Esfandiari is calling anything. I mean, he certainly couldn't call an all-in from Negreanu. I mean,
correct. That he
things
couldn't
are
call.
very, you know, things are very extreme here.
I've never played that hand so near before in my life. Ever.
But I don't know how Marvin survived that hand. I don't know how he did. Marvin now has 58 where I would have 0 for what it's worth.
Guys, everyone is out of turn this hand.
Only one person.
Yeah, I guess only Phil.
I actually asked beforehand. I asked beforehand and they said they'd come to you.
That's a one-hand penalty.
Yeah, for the jack, no, because this one's bad.
This is actually asking before. This one's not our fault.
Yeah.
Of course, this sort of harkens back to the last heat where the Jungleman was acting out of turn and he was given a penalty.
Let's see if he's taking it like a man.
What's that? Right.
Yeah.